The Making a Difference Award. 6 individuals who have made an impact as exemplary role models have been selected as Making a Difference Award recipients by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association. One winner from each of the AHSAA's 6 classifications was chosen from nominations submitted by AHSAA, member schools, and other support organizations. The award was established in 2011 by the AHSAA and the AHSAA to recognize individuals who go beyond their normal duties as a coach, teacher, or administrator to make a positive impact in their schools and communities. Class 1A, James Lucas, Notasulga High School.
Coach Lucas. When I think about Coach Lucas, I think about a man with a pure heart. And when you have a pure heart, it'll lead you in the right direction. Coach Lucas, there isn't anything that he wouldn't do for the students, the parents, the community, the school. He works from the time he gets here until the time he goes to sleep. And the reason why I say until the time he goes to sleep is because he is doing something with kids even when he's not on this campus. When I say a loving and sincere person, I just think about Coach Lucas.
I think that if I had a different path, it would probably be to try to go into ministry, because every day that's what we're trying to do, is build the character of our young men and women here. And I'm glad I chose this path. I had a couple of people to remind me that I had a talent for children. And so I pursued this route, and I'm glad I did, because you can change a child's life. My coach was a very big impact on me when I was at Billingsley, Jerry and James Carter. And also my Little League days are coming up. I had people that was in my life that taught me the values of, commitment to education. And my parents, and my spouse and my children, and we just wanted to make sure that education is in the lives of each of our children, because that's the power. They are the future, and we just want them to understand that education is so important, and that's what we stand for here at Notasulga as a student athlete, student first, athlete second.
Class 2A, Tammy West, Cold Springs High School.
I think Coach West, I just think one of the most unselfish people I've ever met. She's been in my life ever since I can remember. Growing up, she's always been here for me, and I can remember just always admiring her as a coach when I was in elementary school, and when she won her first championship in '99. I can remember going up to her, and I think I was in the 3rd grade, and telling her, Coach West, I'm going to win a championship with you. And just the fact that she always kind of believed in me and just encouraged me and has supported me in everything that I've done on and off the basketball court. And I always call her my second mama, so we have a really special relationship.
Our program needed to go to a different level, and she took it there. She took it very quickly. But more than that, she is a fine person, a person that influences a lot of kids. She influenced my kid to get better, and my kid today is becoming a nurse at Jacksonville State. And my kid today would run through the wall for Tammy West, of just the inspiration that she gave her. And she's one of many kids here throughout this community and this county that she is really inspired.
She's probably the toughest coach you will ever meet. It's only because she expects more out of you, and she wants you to do better. She was always a little harder on me, but that was because she expected more out of me than anyone else. Yeah, she's really easy to talk to, and whenever I have a problem, I know I can just go up to her and ask her, talk to her about it, and she'll give me good advice, and I can always trust that advice.
When I started here, I was a junior high coach. Never really had any intentions of doing it. And one day my principal called me in, and we'd yet to win a game in junior high. And he called me in and he said, we've had a problem come up. We no longer have a varsity coach. I need you to coach the girls. I said, okay. He said, the bus leaves today at 3:30. So needless to say, I met the players. He got them out of class. I met them. We went to the game, went in overtime, finished with 4 players. I had no idea what I was doing. My role is to be a positive role model. We're going to be a role model as a coach, one way, whether we like it or not. And I want to be a positive one. And I feel like I try to do that by showing them how to be a good person, not only in winning, but in losing as well. I want them to see me as a family person, one who cares about my family and is loyal, and to my children as a mom. And hopefully when they see me in that role, that'll help them in their role as a parent one day.
Class 3A, Jim Burkhalter, Fayette County High School.
I call him Coach B. Everybody else call him Coach Burkhalter, but he Coach B to me. He's a great man, great family man. You know, every kid that walked through these doors, you know, he don't see any different from his own 3 boys that he got. You know, everybody's his son or his daughter. You know, he treats everybody the same.
He makes a difference with the students here, not just this year, for the past 25 years up here. You know, he's a big part of the kids' lives here. He encourages them, not just the ones that plays baseball. You know, he encourages the students that pay $5 to get into baseball games. You know, he's always willing to work with those kids. Treats every student up here the same. No difference if they play sports or not.
Well, you know, going back a long time ago, I coached Coach Burkhalter in high school when we was at Gordo. I think he was in the 10th grade when I got there. I had come to Fayette to coach, and we hired Coach B here, and he lived with us for 6 or 7 months, and I always kidded him about it took him 6 months to destroy my kids. And he said, hey, both of them signed with the University of Alabama. He said, I think I'm the reason. But a great guy, loves every kid up here. Look, I've watched him time and time again. He'll look around, and if it's a kid that doesn't have lunch money or something, he'll take that kid somewhere else and give him lunch money. Never asked for it back, never wanted it back. You know, I always told my 2 boys, I said, you know, if you got your pat on your life after somebody, it would be Coach Burkhalter. I wanted my boys to grow up and be like Jim Burkhalter. He's that good a person.
You know, I think a teacher as well as a coach, they're there every day, and the students walk in the door, and the first thing they see in the morning when they get off the bus is the teacher or the coach or somebody who has a big influence in their life. And, you know, it's there, it's every day. It's a daily thing that they do. You know, you kind of try not to waver from it. You try to, you know, help them out the best you can and provide leadership and, you know, the intangible things that they're looking for in life.
Class 4A, Richard Brown, Beauregard High School.
Mr. Brown is definitely the heart of this school, I would say. As a student, he was very personable. He always walked around. He was very visible, which as a teacher, I've noticed that not a lot of other administrators really are, but he's very personable. He still does that. And now as a teacher, I couldn't ask for a better person to work for. He listens, he supports me, as well as all of the other faculty here. He's just, he's just Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown's a great boss to work for. He's actually hired me twice. He's been real good to me. The kids know that he cares about them. The community knows he cares about the school. He's the glue that holds the school together.
He's my sister's principal, my mom's principal, and my grandmother's coach. So my whole family knows him, we all love him.
I've never met anyone in education that cared more about the children than he does. He's committed to this school and this community, but he's also committed to our students. He truly cares about the kids, wants to see them succeed, and he's just been a great champion for our kids.
If I had to go ever again, I would certainly do the same thing. It's allowed me to, you know, we hear from Coach Savarese a lot of times, and I've heard it all my life, that this is a chosen profession. I mean, you're called for this profession, and you have an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of students every day. And, you know, it's just amazing if you think back over the years that you've been in it, how many kids that you've come in contact with and how it'll affect them as they grow, you know, become parents, and hopefully they'll learn from you and, you know, have a good relationship with their families and their kids.
Class 5A, Dan Buchek, John Carroll Catholic High School.
His love for sports, his love for students, his love for coaching, his love in wanting the students to be their best makes him so deserving of this award. Dan's a hard worker. He sees the good in everything. His countless hours from early in the morning to late at night to being with the students, helping them understand what it means to be a student athlete in a faith-based environment.
Being a John Carroll athlete isn't just about being the best athlete you can be, it's about being a well-rounded athlete. And Coach Buchek goes out of his way to make sure you're a well-rounded athlete, you're academically successful, you're involved in extracurricular activities, and you're great on and off the court. Coach Buchek treats us like he treats all other athletes. I know that AHSAA doesn't have a sanction for dance, so it's hard when other students don't think of you as an athlete, but Coach Buchek does not treat us any differently than he treats any other athletes.
He's an amazing athletic director. He's very passionate about what he does. He's here day in and day out, working for the kids, developing them, nurturing them to make sure they have everything that they need to be the best student athlete that they can be. He's instituted a program that is nurturing for the student athlete. It helps the student athletes be the best they can be at John Carroll High School. And I think anytime you're an athletic director, your main focus is how can we make our student athletes the best they can be. And when we do that, their parents are happy, the students are happy. And also you become very successful in whatever program you're in.
The most influential thing I do to make a difference in the lives of our student athletes is to lead by example every day of my life and lead with passion and care. I have watched the development of many John Carroll athletes as they become college football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, and softball players. I have watched many John Carroll graduates become doctors, dentists, educators, scientists, lawyers, community leaders, and loving husbands and wives. With all that being said, I made the absolute right career choice.
Class 6A, Pat Hamrick, Thompson High School.
He's just a tremendous asset to our school. He is one of our special education teachers, so he does a lot with students with inclusion, going into classrooms and providing students the support that they need. As a baseball coach, tremendously successful, and has been our 9th grade football coach for years. But as a staff member, he's invaluable. You know, he's one of those that you call a workhorse. He is, I can't tell you how many times I've seen him taking out trash in the lunchroom because we're shorthanded, or sweeping up French fries. And he doesn't have to be asked, he just does it. He's out there cutting grass if the grass needs to be cut. He doesn't do it for attention or for recognition. He does it because he sees it needs to be done, because he's committed to Thompson High School, going the extra mile, way beyond the call of duty, doing things that are nowhere close to being in his job description, but it's because he's committed to Thompson High School. More importantly, he's committed to making a difference in the lives of kids.
He unselfishly took care of not only all of the students on his baseball team and all the students that he serves in the classroom every day, but one student in particular, Josh Carden. He just took on that project of making sure Josh had everything he needed. A long time ago, he took Josh in and he got him, the chance of a lifetime, his dream to go to the NASCAR race and to meet his favorite driver. And then after Josh's grandfather passed away, he really stepped in and made sure that Josh was taken care of and that his grandmother was taken care of. And he spent a lot of hours outside of school, on the weekends, at night, just making sure that they had what they needed. And he didn't have to do any of that. That was all because he wanted to.
Well, just when I was in college, I finished up with a BS degree in business management, and then had the opportunity to stay on as a graduate assistant. I still didn't know what I was going to do. That's at Livingston University, which is now University of West Alabama. So I just you know, they asked me to be the GA, and the only master's program I had was education. And so I ended up getting a master's in education and wanted to specialize in special ed. And really, it just wasn't ready to get out in the real world. But once I got into education, I was excited about the opportunity to work with young people every day. Well, Josh, you know, I just always saw him. I'm a special ed teacher, but I did not teach Josh. I was a lunchroom worker. I would help out in the lunchroom, and you know, Josh would always come in and with that laugh. And then, you know, when the tragedy happened with Josh's grandfather, you know, we were going to try to do anything we could to make him feel better. You know, it started off just trying to get a flat screen television and with surround sound, and then next thing you know, our school got involved, and you know, they raised over $13,000, and you know, we helped them with some of the expenses that they had, and ultimately somebody else got involved, and you know, now we're in a beautiful house.
Well, Coach Henry, Coach Henry, you know, he's hard to explain. You know, when he works with kids, he's good with them. He's got a great personality, and I mean, I just enjoy him. He just knows what he's doing, and I mean, he's just a great man, and I appreciate him and all that good stuff.